Cape, let's take you to Mpumalanga now, where the situation is tense following widespread looting in Mhluzi, Middelburg. Residents took to the streets targeting foreign-owned shops after a woman's burnt body was found yesterday morning. eNCA's Lindokuhle Xulu has more on that story.
This is the room, in fact, that the residents are claiming it all happened, it all took place. And as you can see, all of those visuals showing you just how small it is. And this is where they usually sleep and, and then conduct their business on the other side, which is what Mr. Mhluzi is showing you right now. But in essence, this is where they're saying it all happened. But the incident now, as the residents are explaining it, is that in fact, the foreign shop owner that they are claiming is the one responsible for this dragged the body from here. They say they found traces of pieces of evidence as they moved down the road, and they're saying that, in fact, the body was dragged from here down this road, on which we will be showing you just now. But in fact, I see that there is the lady who was responsible for this, who is the one who actually gave, in fact, this person the space to actually be a tenant here. I see she's quite busy. We will try and get her, as a matter of fact, Xulu. But of course, again, the police visiting this area this morning, and they're saying that they found a new piece of evidence. But let us get information just on the character of the person that was the tenant. Sister, you're saying that this person was your tenant.
Yeah.
Just take me through a character, how you know him, and was there any signs really, or that this might have happened, or any other day?
Mina Emmanuel ngimazi njengomuntu oright because bengithi nangiza la kuye ngimthole kumuntu ohlekayo and then axoxa nami like nangizila athi thatha okufunayo so ngimangele lokho akwenzile nami ngibe sure but ngithena ngibuza umngane wakhe angitshela ukuthi uEmmanuel bekumuntu ohlale vele ane-anger ukwatile. Nakabuya azange ngisakhuluma naye, nakabuya namaphoyisa because bafikele lapha edramini nabakhipha impahla zomufi ila ngikholwe khona ukuthi uyi naye basho ukuthi uzivumele ngokwapho umlomo ukuthi uyi okwenzile lokho.
Well, sizoyeka lapho sister, ngiyabonga kakhulu. But essentially what the lady is saying is that indeed the person in question here was her tenant, and in fact, she knew him rather as a person that was very quiet. But in fact, when this incident took place and his friend was the one who was minding the shop, they did try to get a sense of what was happening from the friend, and the friend explaining that in fact Emmanuel was a person who was always angry, and that is from his friend. But where we're moving to now, Xoli, is where the incident took place. As you can see us walking here, in fact, we understand that the body was dragged from this place. This is a claim from the residents. Was dragged from where we just came from, all the way down here to where you see the ladies there with an ANC regalia really is standing. But the body was dragged to this place. And what I said earlier was that, in fact, the police were here earlier on, and they found a new piece of evidence, and that piece of evidence really coming from the fact that when we viewed the footage ourselves as well, there seemed to be a time where he was throwing something in a nearby yard, that is a yard next door to the one that had all the surveillance cameras. And this is where the body was found, really just tucked in on those leaves and those plants that you see. But this is where the body was found, and the surveillance footage really coming from the house next door that Mr. Mhluzi will be trying to show you as we walk and try to make our way to where now this new piece of evidence is found. We understand. But you see the house that Mr. Mhluzi is showing you is the house that has the surveillance cameras that really captured this person in question, really, moving around this area and trying to throw something that we haven't really been able to identify. But we understand that he, in fact, walked in this yard and threw something, in fact, just on these bushes. And then later on came back and tried to take it back. We do not understand exactly what happened there, but the police have confirmed to us that there is something in which they found in these bushes. We are not able to see anything at this moment, but we will be trying to speak to the police to understand exactly what is happening. But of course, also the community has taken the opportunity, in fact, and community leaders to come out and tell us that this is not the first time such a thing has happened, and that is why we're seeing them on the streets now, just really trying to sing and bring attention. The songs in which they are singing, of course, are Senzeni Na, and that women are being killed. They're saying that 2 other incidents have actually happened in the past, and they were just having a meeting on Monday about this, saying that enough is enough with the violence, particularly against women in the area. But we understand that a new piece of evidence has been found in this area. I'm not sure if I should actually point anything out at this stage, but in fact the police will be trying, or they've called for forensics to come and take photos of this evidence, as well as to bag it to go to the police to see if this is indeed the object that was used to get or to deal a fatal blow to the lady that had passed on.
That is eNCA's Lindokuhle Xulu out in Mhluzi in Middelburg in Mpumalanga. Of course, you'll know the context to that story is that it has led to tension in the area with some protests erupting, and he's tracking the story and will have more updates for you throughout the course of the afternoon.